I mean, it's kind of crazy that I have no words.
Yeah.
It's
We're
such
thrilled.
an insane responsibility. What a crazy franchise to be a part of, and to I mean, especially for you to lead.
Yeah, to kind of put a stamp on it. I mean, finding out that you book something like this, obviously you're so excited, and then you're now it's time to get to work. You do your homework, and like you said, it's the responsibility, because this franchise is so beloved by all the fans, pretty much the whole world. Everyone has a little story connected to why this movie freaks them out, and how it's traveled into their everyday life. So a huge responsibility, also such an honor. I think.
And I think it's introducing, because it's been 15 years, in some ways it's reintroducing the whole franchise to a new generation that maybe had heard of, maybe had seen pieces of it, but I think it's going to reintroduce and restart.
Yeah, and it's not even one of those movies, for this one, it's not one that you need to see all of the other ones for. This could be the first one that you watch, and then you go back and watch all of the other ones. That's...
Yeah, they all stand alone, as you know, but... Or build off of each other in some ways.
Well, as you were saying, people love these films, but the fear of death is something innate and very human. Why do you think there exists this appeal to movies like Final Destination?
I think because it's so relatable. All of the things that you end up fearing are things that are smallly present in your life. Yeah. So you could look at an electrical cord of a hairdryer next to your bathroom sink and be let's turn off the sink, because if a water droplet splashes onto that while it's plugged in, poof.
It brings this big idea of death and turns it into a
tangible thing.
Yeah, a tangible thing or essence or something that you really can see day to day in a different way. And I think that's the appeal that people respond to.
Yeah.
I find it particularly interesting, the reflection on how, if you are too afraid of death, you kind of forget to live. Is it something you had in mind maybe while filming or reading the script?
I think it's interesting, because I think I have that kind of in everyday life. It's kind of the YOLO thing. I need to live because I don't want to be too afraid to die. But then when you're on set surrounded by all of these crazy things all the time, it kind of scares you into having the opposite YOLO effect, where you're I need to protect myself. I only live once. Let's make sure that I live long.
I wonder if it makes you think about fate or destiny, which I think is what's connected in this story, is that you have a deadline. Death is coming after you. If you've avoided death, it's coming anyway, and there's a sequential, right? I wonder if it makes us all, the human part, think about whether you are responsible, whether you can change, whether you don't know, right? Do you have a timeline? Does everybody have a date stamped?
Yeah.
Or not?
Because it's there's two sides of the coin, like you were saying. There's you only live once, and then there's you only live once. So it's however you decide to spend your one life is up to you.
It was terrifying. It really was.
Yeah.
The pressure was terrifying every single day.
I
was scared.
I didn't feel scared at all, because when I read the script, I feel I was we've got this. We're in good hands.
I agree.
Yeah.
Good script.
I feel the script kind of said it was everything, I think, that the fans needed.
Yeah, I think so. I agree that there was a little bit of pressure, but not the most, because I think we had so much faith in kind of what we were doing and what the script was saying.
Yeah.
As a Final Destination fan, I read the script and went, I would like to see that. So that was kind of the biggest clue to me.
I had no idea until I watched the movie. And then I watched it and I was okay, all right.
Yeah.
This could work.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you never know, right? But yeah, when I watched it, I was also oh, this is going to be good.
I still haven't seen it.
Wow.
He's lying. That's a lie.
Yeah.
The fear of death is something so innate and very human, and yet there exists this appeal to movies like Final Destination. Why do you think it's that? Do you feel maybe somehow seeing death displayed on the screen we manage to be less afraid of it?
Maybe. I think that I don't think it's a fear of death. I think that somehow Final Destination is so weirdly satisfying while you're
Yeah.
watching it. You want to see some heads pop like melons, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And I found myself like, the more deaths, the more I was rooting it on almost.
And I think
It's
that
the lead character. Death is the
Yeah,
lead
it's the
character.
star of the
I know
show.
we're here, but like Death is the lead character.
Yeah. I feel like what's fun about Final Destination is that there's not a killer. You're not watching people do this to each other, and so it kind of makes the violence a little less like. Do you know what I mean? The fact that it's like
acceptable, yeah.
it's happening. Yeah,
It's
like
so not personal.
yeah. It's just
You can't really hate
accidents.
anyone.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Okay, I find it particularly interesting, like the reflection on how if you are too afraid of death, you kind of forget to live. Is it something you had in mind while filming or maybe reading the script?
I will say the whole time that you're filming it, you're looking for accidents. Like, I was paranoid the entire 2 months we were filming it. Like, everywhere I'm looking around, I'm like, that could be this could be this. Even filming the mechanism of, I don't know how many, I didn't ask
Careful
about
now.
how many
Careful
spoilers
now.
I can give.
Yeah, probably none, I would say.
And that's the end of my answer, yeah.
Yeah. I think I agree with you. I think since we wrapped filming, I've been so concerned about getting Final Destination, and I've been so concerned that I think our producers are the ones who would set it up, because that would be really good press for this movie if one of us were to just be offed. And I've been concerned about that. I text Craig and Sheila, our producers, every other day. Just like, how are you going to do it? How are you going to pull this off?
I don't want to
No.
be the one. I don't want to die. I think you should die. If one of us is going to die, I don't want to
I
die.
had a feeling it was going to be me.
No.
You would most likely for sure.
Noted Vancouver actor, Richard Harmon, dead.
Noted.
This guy's huge in Vancouver. Huge.
Oh. So also regarding Vancouver and the film industry, I would like to ask only if you are okay with sharing like your opinion on these tariffs that Trump may or may not place upon foreign.
Sorry, we're not going to do any political questions today.
Okay. Without spoiling anything, like, is it hard as part of your job as an actor to work on a character whose main task in the movie will probably be dying in a terrible way?
I'm not saying any of us die. I still haven't seen it, so I'm unaware.
I will say that when I'm doing horror, like when I get the script and I look at it and I'm like, okay, a writer like just put this in here for the plot, and now I have to sit here and imagine what this might feel like. And I do find myself, I'm kind of sensitive to it. Like I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
so what would it really feel like to be electrocuted to death?
That's what happened.
That's a different film. I've already been electrocuted to death in a different film.
See?